In this video, we're going to talk about how to basically make any interior surface look perfect, whether or not it actually is perfect, or whether it's damaged, or it's just not totally clean. What's going on, guys? Luke here with Wilson Auto Detailing. I'm a pro detailer based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and behind me, I've got this Honda Odyssey van, and there's a ton of black plastic trim around the entire interior, not just the door panels. But one of the biggest things that detailers struggle with is if I'm detailing this van and it's 5 years old and there's been kids in it and all that sort of stuff, I can basically detail it to perfection in terms of making it totally clean, but that doesn't mean that the final result is going to be visually appealing, because there's parts of this black trim that are stained or even faded by the sun, or even just the dirt has sat there for so long that when it's cleaned off, the area just looks uneven, kind of bumpy. It doesn't look good. And so this is particularly prevalent when you're dealing with interior hard plastic surfaces. So let's talk about how to fix this. Well, before we do anything, I want to share with you guys one of the things I'm talking about here. This is a part of the driver's side door that has been cleaned. Okay, this is not a detailing issue, but whatever was sitting right here, and I don't know what it was, it has officially become an issue, right? Like, this looks like dirt. It is not dirt, it's damage, right? Things like this exist on a lot of hard plastic pieces like this, particularly these areas as well. A lot of this down here is just dirt and it's scuff marks that are going to come off as soon as I wipe it with some simple Optimum no rinse solution or some PNS interior cleaner. And this area has the same exact kind of issue. These are the areas that kind of get kicked with your shoes, and so they get scuffed. And again, when you have a van like this over, let's say, a 10-year period of time, the detail itself isn't the issue. It's how you finish the detail to make this look as if it's not damaged. Now, one of the other things that's important to say is some of you guys have been detailing interiors like this, and you've been dealing with this hard plastic, and you're using some sort of stronger cleaner, and because it was either not diluted properly or maybe you got really hard water, you experienced some white, chalky, foggy appearance that kind of settled on the surface after the cleaner was pulled off of the surface, and it looks like you've almost damaged the surface. Well, what we're talking about here will also actually help you fix that. Well, I'm going to start by just wiping this area down to get all of this surface dirt off. The other thing that I want to say here is one of the reasons why it's important to talk about the product we're talking about in this video is because when you're finished detailing a car like this, you'll dress the interior with some sort of like multi-purpose dressing, or even something like Meguiar's Synthetic Express spray wax, right? The problem is when you're dealing with damage like we just looked at on this door panel, when you dress it with classic dressings, it's not going to cover those things up. And so that's what I'm saying. Customers will look at things like that and say, wait, you missed a spot, or you're not a very good detailer. Rather than having to have the conversation with the customer about the fact that it's not actually a detailing issue, it's a damage issue, we can take some precautions here so that those things don't happen. So we're going to highlight this product starting down here on this black plastic trim on the bottom of the door, because like I said, often this area gets really, really scuffed because you're hitting it with your shoes, you're opening the door with your shoes, all that sort of stuff. And over time, it gets so damaged that you're not going to be able to clean anything away, and you can't even dress it away with classic dressings. You actually have to use something that almost goes on top of it and self-levels, because it masks the scuff marks that won't go away. This is a product called the No Rub Coating from P&S. And I'll give you guys a bit of a close-up here so you can see it's just a little aerosol can dressing. There's a description of the coating on the front here. It says, extremely versatile product to instantly coat and protect automotive interior and exterior vinyl and plastic. There is another product like this that I've used for years called Ultra Shine Detail Spray. I'll hook up both of these in the YouTube description box below. But what I call these are basically all-purpose dressings. In other words, I can use this as a self-leveling product to spray on an area that I can't get to look uniform. Things like this create this uniform appearance. And so this is what I would call kind of one of those secret weapons that I use in the detailing world. So check this out. I've cleaned this door panel, but there's some scuffs right here. So I can take my product here and literally just spray like this on the bottom here, just like this. I'm being careful about the speaker here. I actually don't have to take this to the rest of the door if I'm not experiencing much damage there. I want to show you really quickly what this looks like. So you can see a very subtle, very subtle line of demarcation where I stopped spraying about right there. I'm just going to pan over here. And I want you guys to see in the camera, it picks it up because it picks up contrasts of light. But you can see there's just kind of this dressing on top of it all that creates a more uniform appearance where I don't have this stark scuff marks that looks like a cleaning issue. Now, I can at any point knock down the shine here, but it's important to understand that this type of product is something that I like so much because it is self-leveling. So I can take it to this area or any other part of the interior and literally just walk away. I do not have to knock it down, but I can knock down the shine ever so slightly right here if I want to, just bringing my towel around, and I'm still going to have this kind of scuff mark area still pretty hidden. It's not going to be something that all of a sudden I can see again because I knocked down the shine, but this does kind of blend the panel together just a little bit. Now I want to do the same thing again right here because once again, I don't know what this is, but whatever it is, it's just an area of the plastic that's kind of damaged and it doesn't look good. So I'm going to take my spray here on the top portion of this panel. I'm going to do my best to guard the window here with my microfiber towel, but I'll get a little bit of overspray here. Now, I did not, of course, spray it evenly across the entire window, so I'm going to take my microfiber towel, get it all over this particular area so that it looks even and uniform, and then I want to take you guys in so you can see what this looks like. Now, understand that this is going to self-level even more in the next like 60 seconds to 3 minutes, but I just want you guys to see. We can't pick up on that area anymore of where that damaged piece was right at the beginning here, but once again, here's the entire top piece here. It looks a little bit darker, a little bit more shiny than it would normally with no dressing, and have completely masked that damaged area. Now, there are basically endless uses to a product like this. Not only is it something that allows me to kind of mask damage, it's also something that allows me to get into tiny areas that otherwise cannot be dressed, but that naturally become ununiform over time. So for example, this rubber seal that keeps the car basically watertight, this gets damaged over time, faded over time, and it looks really terrible. Areas like right in here are very difficult to dress because they're so tight and they're so small. Now, again, this area has been cleaned just now, right? But you see this uneven appearance right there, where basically it's just a scuff mark on this piece of plastic, but it looks almost like a cleaning issue. The other thing you can see, of course, is if you come down here, this is super uneven right here, bunch of scuff marks. And the same is true on top of it. You just got, again, kind of a bumpy, uneven appearance here because you just scrape your foot here all the time. So this is yet another fantastic place to use a product like this. All I have to do is very quickly go over this area. I can get it a little overspray on the carpet and I'm not gonna hurt anything whatsoever. I can go inside the door jamb just like this, and I can literally just let that sit and self-level. Now I'm gonna bring you in one more time before I knock down the shine, and you can see if I lift this for another 3 to 5 minutes, it would be completely dry. But you guys can see that really no matter where we look now on this plastic piece, we don't have any of that scuffing. And again, this area, you can see where I stopped here just to show you the difference. This area is really difficult to get dark and black and look good. This is a perfect product to do that with. So guys, this no rub coating, or like I said, that ultra shine detail spray, there's a few products like this in the detailing world that are basically what I call just all-purpose dressings. What separates this from using something like Meguiar's X-Wax or Technician's Choice on the interior is that those products are going to be good off-label uses to protect interior surfaces, but they're not gonna darken the appearance or create a uniform appearance across anything. They're gonna dry completely matte. Whatever this looks like before is what it's gonna look like after. And so I like to reserve these in my arsenal basically at all times. I don't go anywhere without it because I never know when I'm gonna find myself in a situation where I need to dress a really tight area like a door jamb, or there's just these scuffed areas where I wanna make them look really uniform again so that it looks like a detail actually happened. And unfortunately, you can spend 5 hours doing a great detail and it still looks terrible because the canvas you're working on. So this can fix the canvas, at least temporarily, and really give it that extra sense of detail. So guys, I'll link up all these products in the YouTube description box below. As always, if you liked this video and you got some value here, make sure to hit the thumbs up button so that I know and I can keep putting out content just like this. And as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, thank you for being involved. Keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.